Hey guys, the Fire Brothers here. It's just me. My brother couldn't be here today because he's trying to get his hands on Lego Soundwave. Now, I'll be honest, I think Lego Soundwave actually looks kind of cool. Probably not gonna get it though, because I only collect generation stuff, and one crippling collecting habit is enough for me, okay? I don't need another one. Anyways, these are the jokes. I hope you guys are enjoying them. Okay, but you know what's not funny? Transit. I mean, from Rise of the Beast, and everyone was pretty upset. He has probably one of the most sex-looking robot modes of all time, especially in the movies. And most people seem to think that the Transit story is kind of over. That's it. We got the deleted scene, Transit was cut, we have some of the concept art, hopefully he makes it to studio series, case closed. But actually, what if I tell you that the Transit scene is still technically lost media? There's still a decent chunk of it that got either deleted, scrapped, cut, and we haven't seen just yet. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about all of that and if we'll ever see the hashtag Transit cut of Rise of the Beast. The reason why I'm doing this is because A, I like Transit. Transit's cool, everyone loves Transit. If you don't like Transit, unsubscribe. Actually, please don't do that. I'm really close to 100k. Actually, don't do that. And second of all, as a Transformers movie, I guess, fanatic, I'm obsessed with deleted stuff, cut content, things that were this close to making it into the movie that, for one reason or another, they were cut. And also, there's a lot of people, a lot of artists out there that work very hard on some of these scenes for a lot of them to just not see the light of day. And honestly, I think that's kind of sad when you actually think about it. So first off, let's talk about what's missing. So the Transit scene came out, but surprisingly enough, despite it, being actually available and us having the whole thing, there's a bunch of it that's still missing and some other details that never made the cut to the final release of the movie. For example, first off, I'm gonna talk about the most infamous and the most well-known aspect of this mystery, and that is the Hudson River Decepticons. Now, first of all, I'm gonna be using some storyboards, animatics made by Pramax Animation Studio on YouTube. I got permission a while back to use this animatic for a potential video on Transit because I was gonna talk more about this, and that was 10 months ago, so it's a 10-month late video, but at the same time, I kind of did want to give Hasbro and Paramount some time to hopefully release more stuff for the Transit cut, and in that time, zero. Nothing. So needless to say, we're most likely not gonna get anything else for Transit anytime soon, so might as well talk about this now. A lot of people that actually saw the early screening reported seeing a scene where Transit taunted Optimus before dying with a hologram projection of Autobots being murdered on Cybertron. Now, exactly who these Autobots are, we actually have no idea. They could have been reused models of the Bumblebee movie, could have been wholly original characters, like Windcharger. Like, my god, who even cares about Windcharger? Transit did this as a way to taunt Optimus like a last FU before he died, and then Optimus just shoots him, grabs him by the leg, and drags his corpse to the Hudson River, where Transit gently falls into the water into a pile of Decepticon corpses, giving the impression that Optimus has been doing this for a while and that him and his Autobots are stuck on Earth. That's the big aspect of this fight that everyone knows, but there's also smaller details that haven't been actively shown to the public, or that we at least know it exists and got caught. For example, there were some small extended bits of choreography for the fight. At one point, Transit accidentally shoots off a billboard. Optimus performs some very different moves from the ones we saw in the movie. The fight was gonna have a bit more dialogue. In the Transformers stunt previous that we can find on YouTube for some of the people that actually worked on the choreography for Rise of the Beast, we can actually see that there's a bit of dialogue that didn't make the cut, where Optimus and Transit, at least they were implied to have known each other. Optimus was constantly questioning Transit about where his travel pod was, because he was trying to get Transit's ship to hopefully make it out of Earth. Optimus even calls him by name, which is something that he doesn't do in the release cut. And of course, halfway through the fight, as Transit starts losing, he then reveals to Optimus that the spaceship he used to travel to Earth actually was destroyed as soon as he found out that Prime and the Autobots were stuck on Earth. Which then segues into the scene with the Autobots being murdered, which then segues into Optimus killing him, and you know the rest. And another interesting bit of info, and this is something that I don't see anyone discussing, which I think is kind of fascinating, and I think this kind of fixes Rise of the Beast in a way, is the amount of damage and effect that Transit has on Optimus. Now, look, I don't just mean emotional damage, because you can see that Optimus is not in a good place, but I mean physical damage. Because in the deleted scene that we got, yes, Transit puts up a good fight, Optimus kind of struggles a bit, but Optimus makes it off that relatively unscathed. Well, in the early previews of the movie, we actually see Optimus struggling a whole lot more. Now, most of this is still missing, like we still haven't found it yet, it hasn't been released. But at one point during the fight, when Transit starts to see his plasma cannon to try and hit Optimus, Optimus uses one of the bosses as cover, and while doing so, one of the shots actually goes through the boss and hits Optimus in the shoulder. I don't think people seem to realize how important this is, because something that people have noticed, and this was like before Rush of the Beast was ever a thing, during the production, the filming, when we saw Optimus Prime's stroke, a lot of people noticed that Optimus' stroke had like a little scar, you know, like a burn mark on the side of it, meaning that he had taken damage. A lot of people actually assumed that this was as a result of the fight against Scourge, like maybe Optimus was running away from Scourge, and he got that injury from there. But no, actually, he got that from Transit. And the reason why I say this kind of low-key fixes Rush of the Beast is because it helps fix the power scaling a bit. A lot of people were really put off as to how Scourge was able to win so easily against Optimus, then progressively as the movie goes on, it looks like he just becomes weaker and weaker. Well, there's actually an explanation as to why Scourge won the first encounter against Optimus like so easily. It's because originally, Optimus was supposed to be weakened by Transit. The Transit fight actually took a bit of a toll on Optimus. And this will explain some small bits from the Scourge fight that I never really thought about before. During the Scourge fight, there's quite a few times where Scourge goes specifically for the arm that should have had the scar. Like, look at this scene where he hits him openly. It's like Scourge knows that there's supposed to be an injury there, and that's why he hits Optimus there, because he will further weaken him. And if you guys are saying, fire, it's just a scar, you know, it's not a big deal. Well, in the Air Racer deleted scene, guess what Optimus is doing? He's treating the same wound he got from the Transit fight, and this happens after his encounter with Scourge. So yes, that would actually, I wouldn't say it's like an Achilles heel and just made Optimus super weak. I'm saying that originally, the Transit fight was supposed to tire out Optimus. My theory, and Practimus Animation Studios' theory, is also that as soon as the Transit fight ends, we cut to the scene where we get the Transformers key signal shooting up into the air, which causes Optimus to rally all the Autobots, and I don't know, maybe from then on we get a flashback to earlier, you know, following Noah and leading up to that scene, because we do know that the movie kinda was supposed to open up with the whole Transit scene, until that was cut. So meaning that Optimus will have fought Scourge at half power and injured, which will make it easier for Scourge to actually dominate Optimus in that fight. So therefore, when they fight again in Peru, we can see that the fight is now more even, since Optimus is fully healed, or at least mostly healed, and Scourge doesn't have the advantage of fighting a weakened Optimus. The fight is more even and it makes sense. And for the final fight of the movie, both Scourge and Optimus are at max HP, and both put up a really good fight against one another. They're both very evenly matched. But to be honest, besides making so much sense and making Rush of the Beast honestly flow a little better, because, like, don't get me wrong, I love the Maximal scene, but in hindsight, the Transit scene just works so much better for Optimus Prime's character, and I feel like seeing the Maximals so early on kinda undermines seeing them later in the film, and, you know, the reveal of them still being alive, which, I mean, no one was really surprised, but, like, I mean, the beginning of the movie made it pretty clear that they were still alive. And the second reason why this piece of Transformers Lost media is so important and so interesting is because of the Decepticons of the Hudson River. Now, this has been a topic that has been beaten/talked to death. We don't know who the identity of the Decepticons are. Like, they could be random seekers, and I think that's mostly it. But a really popular fan theory is that one of them is a bunch of seekers, and one of them is also Sound Blaster, or a Soundwave-esque body, you know, some reused models of the Bumblebee movie. Because during the lead up to Rise of the Beast, we basically got this little weird anniversary Transformers toy pack. It was basically a bunch of figures, non-transforming figures, of course, which basically depicted a bunch of characters that were gonna be in the movie. Now, of course, it wasn't one-to-one, they were like G1 versions of characters that will be in the movie. So you got, you know, Wheeljack, Scourge, Battle Trap, the Scorponok, and so on. And a lot of the characters there did end up appearing in the movie, but there's some that never appear in the movie, which will be the Seekers and, of course, Sound Blaster. And we do know that Hasbro, when they make toys, they work with earlier versions of the movie, you know, while the movie's still in development. That's why, you know, Toy Scourge looks so different from movie Scourge. Why, during the times of Revenge of the Fallen, we got some characters that appear in the tournament that didn't appear in the movie, like Breakaway, Springer, and so on, because earlier on, they were really planned out to be in the movie. until they weren't. So the popular theory is that those Decepticons were the ones that were supposed to appear in this scene. Which, I'll be honest, I kinda believe, and I definitely do think they would just throw Sound Blaster in there, cause, I mean, there's only so many Nightburst Decepticon models you can throw in there. But I do have to admit that this mystery is also a bit overblown, because I don't think the identity of those Decepticons really matters that much. And same goes for the Autobots that die in Transit's hologram thingy. They were just meant to be cannon fodder to showcase how strong Optimus is, and to showcase how bad the Autobots have it on Cybertron. But anyways guys, before we continue, I want to say, because they're becoming a patron or a channel member, I upload videos you guys haven't seen just yet, and in some occasions you guys can even request or recommend your own videos for me to make. You also get access to some really cool badges right next to your name, some emojis you can't get anywhere else. I mean, where else would you get enemy Squirtle as an emoji? Also this Friday we're gonna be doing a live stream where we're gonna be ranking all of the movie designs from best to worst. It's been a while since I did a tier list type of live stream, but I'm gonna be doing that with you guys. It's gonna be live, we're gonna be having a good time, maybe making a few jokes here and there. Oh damn, ours is looking kinda thick. So that's gonna be on Friday, 7:30 PM Eastern Standard Time. I hope to see you guys there. The main reason why this got cut, I think it was done to give the Maximals more screen time. And second of all is the infamous reason is because, you know, when test screening audiences saw this, a lot of them were kind of put off by how violent and dark things were. Some of them didn't end up liking this, so they decided to just remove it and change it because it was kind of dark. Optimus just dragging a corpse or someone he just murder in cold blood as an opening for the movie. Even though I think this opening would have been really good because Optimus is kind of at a dark place in at the start of Rise of the Beast. So seeing him warm up to the humans and seeing him, you know, kind of loosen up some of that, you know, edge he had going on, regaining some of his hope by knowing that the trash web key is out there and that him and his Autobots can go home. It could have been a nice character arc, which, don't get me wrong, I think Rise of the Beast Optimus had a decent character arc. It could have been handled a whole lot better. But it still works. It was still good. I'm just saying that it could have been even better. Like, unironically, Transit was the key to all of this. But no, leave it to good old Lorenzo to cut the best character out of the series. But that's pretty much all we know about the Transit scene. I'm very confident that there's more to it than that out there. There's more animatic and previous animation that we haven't seen just yet. But honestly, I think what I said in this video is the sum total of it. The movie starts with Transit v Optimus. Optimus gets injured. Then, you know, that was supposed to lead into the Scourge fight a little later on in the movie, which makes that fight make a whole lot more sense. And then, you know, kinda also serves to make Optimus seem a little stronger in the movie, because some people did throw this criticism around that in Rise of the Beast, Optimus kinda gets his ass kicked way too quickly. Because aside from the Scourge fight, Optimus doesn't really win that many fights. And no, the fights against the sweeps don't really count. Yes, Transit should have been kept. Yes, Transit is God. Yes, Transit is life. That's basically the main gist of it. Will we ever get the full-on Transit cut release? I honestly don't know. It's definitely out there. There's definitely more to it than we haven't seen just yet. We haven't seen the last of Transit. The thing is that these things usually take kind of years to come out, like the Age of Extinction, like original plot for it. That took years to come out. We didn't find out about that till 3 years ago, and Age of Extinction is like how many years old? So chances are that we might actually get the Transit cut for the year 2030. Like honestly, it's not even that far-fetched. Like it's very possible. Just a few days ago, we got the concept art reveal for Waspinator, and that looked interesting. Go check out that video if you guys want to learn more about it. So I guess only time will tell. But anyways guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully you'll enjoy. Let me know your thoughts on the Transit cut. Did you wish it was kept? Do you think we were better off without it? And do you think the Transit cut actually fixes Rise of the Beast, or do you think it should have been kept, you know, out of it? And do you want the Transit cut to be released? Well, I mean, the answer is yes. Just is like super popular. There's a huge demand for him to appear in studio series, which hopefully he does. But I'll be completely honest, I think we're more likely to get a Stratosphere first before we get Transit. But hey, a guy can dream. But anyways guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you all enjoy. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Do that annoying YouTuber stuff the algorithm likes so much. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe, guys.